And a pleasant good afternoon, and welcome to the broadcast today from Lady Hurricane Stadium, or Lady Hurricane Field, Hurricane Stadium, as the GSW Lady Hurricanes look to complete the three-game sweep over the visiting Georgia College Bobcats from Milledgeville, Georgia. Yesterday, two shutouts. GSW wins game one, 5-0, behind a dominant pitching performance from freshman Trinity Whitfield, and they follow that up in the nightcap with an 8-0 win in 5 innings and a no-hitter thrown by Hannah Holloway. So Peach Bell going to 3-game series this year, so only one single game this afternoon. As we said, GSW looking for the sweep. They've already got the series win. And GSW moved to 4-1 yesterday in conference play, 17-11 overall. And the Bobcats dropped to 1-7 in Peach Bell play, 9-19 overall. Lady Canes throwing Reagan Lee out there today. Reagan making her third start, her 8th appearance overall. Reagan pitching to a 5.39 ERA, 24 2/3 innings, 30 hits, 26 runs, 19 are earned, 13 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So GSW has yet to allow a run to our visitors from Milledgeville. And that's going to bring in Eliza Kuhn to lead things off, freshman from Sharpsburg, Georgia, East Coweta High School. So freshman on freshman here. Lee's first pitch upstairs, ball 1. Hurricanes coached by Nikki Levering in her 5th year, assisted by Michaela Barlow and pitching coach Madison Reagan. So ball 1 to Kuhn. Beautiful day here, about 65 degrees. Lee gets the strike on the outside corner to even the count at 1-1. Looking at the Hurricane defense, Marcotte at first, Hurdle at second, Rutledge at short, Wood at third, Morgan Mullis behind the plate. Lee misses outside, 2-1, and the outfield will be Johns in left, Panett in center, Kimmy Singer in right. So Coons ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Slapper goes the other way, foul. Over Caitlin Wood, who was playing in, but the ball went foul. Coons, the leadoff hitter, hitting .292 this year. She digs in with the count even at 2-2. GSW off in the midweek. Next time they get together will be a USC Aiken Peach Bell matchup. Lee misses upstairs to run the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hurricanes on a little bit of a streak here. Took 2 from Emmanuel last weekend. One midweek game. 3 of them were rained out. The 3-2 pitch, and Lee misses low. So the first runner aboard right away for the Bobcats. Now bring up number 12, Brooke Locker. So Lee walks the first batter, now facing Locker, hitting .216 on the year. Brooks, a 5'7" sophomore from Swanee, Georgia, lays down a bunt. Goes foul. Marcotte was charging hard from first base. So the Bobcats looking for their first run in the series. Shut out twice yesterday. Threatened a couple of times in game 1, but couldn't push a run across. And then, as we mentioned, Hannah Holloway dominant in game 2, throwing a no-hitter. First no-hitter since Shannon Gibson. Lee's 0-1 pitch misses upstairs. Evens the count at 1-1. Lee, not a strikeout pitcher, 5 strikeouts on the season in 24 2/3 innings. So location will be at a premium here, and it's 1-1. Coons led off with a walk. Fastball misses. Mullis, though, throws the runner out. So catcher Morgan Mullen with a fantastic throw to get Kuhn. It wasn't even close. Lee missed upstairs, 2 balls and a strike, so erased the leadoff walk. Mullen came up firing. Rutledge covering in an easy out. Kuhn was out by a good step. So Locker now ahead in the count, 2-1. Lee throws a fastball by her to even the count at 2-2. 1 out here in the top of the first. Beautiful day. Temperature going to climb in the upper 60s to low 70s. A little breeze, a little breezier than it was yesterday. And a little earlier start. The 2-2 pitch. Lee misses to run the count 3-2. So 2 batters, 2 full counts. With Jessica Owens on deck. So the payoff pitch from Lee. And we'll do it again as Locker fouls it past the first or the third base dugout. One out here in the top of the first. The 3-2 pitch here to Locker. And Locker again fouls it straight back. So a little battle here between Locker and Lee. We mentioned Locker. Redshirt sophomore, North Gwinnett High School. Milledgeville about 2 hours and 30 minutes away. The 3-2 pitch, and Lee has walked the first 2 batters. That's going to bring up number 24, junior Jessica Owens. Owens from Social Circle, Georgia, transferred in from Georgia Military College. Unique setup there. It's right across the street from the campus of Georgia College. So a short transfer. She may have transferred but didn't go very far. And on the season, Owens is their big stick. 385 average, 16 RBI. So she leads the team in both categories. Lee comes in with strike 1. So Coons walked on a 3-2 pitch, was erased on a stolen base attempt, and then Locker also worked a 3-2 count and walked. And now the dangerous Jessica Owens. Skies one to center, plenty of room for Panette, and that'll be out number 2. So Owens gave it a ride, but the park held it. And that's going to bring up number 22, Shea Zweifel. Zweifel hitting .271 on the season. Also a junior, Ormond Beach, Florida, transferred from Mercer. Not too far from the Milledgeville campus. So Lee trying to work her way out of a little bit of a jam. Walked the first 2 batters. Misses upstairs for ball 1. Georgia College will counter with Macy Banks when she takes the hill. Transferred from Georgia State University. Banks pitched a little bit yesterday in relief in game 1. Outside corner strike there for Reagan Lee to even the count at 1-1. We mentioned Reagan is a freshman, making her 3rd start. 5'6" freshman, Callahan, Florida. Around the Jacksonville area, West Nassau High School. Throws it by Zweifel for strike number 2. So Lee ahead 1-2. To Zweifel, top of the first. Peach Bell action. First time we've gone to the 3-game series. Doubleheader yesterday, and teams play the single. Today it's on Sunday, but on the weekend, the second day, it's only a single game. Lee wastes one there outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we mentioned, GSW on a nice winning streak here. Lee misses upstairs, another full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 wins over Emmanuel last weekend. A midweek win, run rule Fort Valley State. And then the doubleheader sweep yesterday. So the Canes 5 in a row. Had a couple rained out. 2 with Clark Atlanta rained out. And then the second game of the doubleheader rained out against Fort Valley. 3-2 pitch. Zweifel gives it a ride into the bullpen. But it's a foul ball, and we'll do it again. Georgia College has owned the all-time series here, 24-6 since GSW's joined the Peach Belt. But GSW has won 4 of the last 5, including yesterday's doubleheader sweep. The 3-2 pitch. Zweifel stays alive and fouls it back over the press box and onto the street. Crowd slowly coming in today. Had a great crowd yesterday. Folks getting out of church. GSW baseball on the road today, finishing up a 3-game set in Dahlonega. Split yesterday to 3-2 pitch. Pops straight up in the air, and that's going to be plenty. Lacey Rutledge makes the play. So for the Bobcats, no runs, no hits. No GSW errors. There was one runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the first. Georgia College 0, GSW coming to bat. Welcome back to Hurricane Stadium, Lady Cane Field, the campus of Georgia Southwestern State University. We go to the bottom half of the first. Georgia College unable to score in the top half. And for GSW, it's going to be Singer, Johns, and Marcotte to lead off the bottom of the first, and they'll face Macy Banks. Banks, a transfer from Georgia State University, 5'8" from Homer, Georgia. Leading the Bobcats in ERA this year. This is her 12th start of the season. She's pitched to a 4-7 record, 4.26 ERA, 65 2/3 innings, 81 hits.
Leadoff is Kimmy Singer, number 22.
And she's going to face Kimmy Singer. Singer leading things off. The slapper. Singer, a sophomore, 5'3", Clearwater, Florida. And for the season, Singer hitting .346. But more importantly for a leadoff hitter, an on-base percentage of .436. So Banks misses low and away for ball 1. Banks pitched a little bit yesterday, as we mentioned. She came in relief in game 1. And now gets the start here in game 2. Bobcats looking to salvage 1. And we're not able to reach Reagan Lee in inning number 1, although they did get 2 walks. Banks misses downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes to the Hurricane leadoff hitter, J.C. Johns. On deck for the Canes, so the corner outfielders lead things off. First the right fielder, then the left fielder. Singer ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. Banks comes in with the fastball to get on the board for a strike. 2-1 now. Banks, the staff leader in starts, also the staff leader in complete games and in wins. So this is their go-to pitcher. Behind in the count, 2-1 is Singer. This is down and in, 3 balls and 1 strike. So the Canes looking to get something started here in the bottom of the first. Really good on base percentage for Singer. She's not afraid to take the walks. She's walked 13 times this year. The 3-1 pitch. Up and in, so ball 4. Singer gets a 5-pitch walk. So the Hurricanes lead off. Batter is aboard. That's going to bring up number 1, the left fielder, J.C. Johns.
Up next, J.C. Johns.
Johns, 5'3" sophomore from Hayhira, Georgia. Lowndes County High School. Played some infield last year, hitting .217 on the year. One of the GSW slappers. On base percentage, a solid .347. So Singer on first. Johns takes low ball 1. So Banks having a hard time finding the zone. She's missed with 5 of her first 6 pitches. And GSW is yet to swing the bat. Only one game today. We said the Peach Belt going to 3-game series for the first time. Used to be a traditional doubleheader, and that would be it. Now we have to stay the night and go the extra game. Banks misses again, up and in. 2 balls and no strikes to the Hurricane left fielder. No midweek for GSW this week. It will be on to USC Aiken for the Lady Hurricanes. Coach Levering in her 5th year mentioned to me she's never been to USC Aiken. The way the schedule has fallen, USC Aiken has come to GSW. And the year that GSW was scheduled to go, the season was cut short with the coronavirus. So it'll be Coach Levering's first trip to Aiken, South Carolina, but that's a weekend away. We're still here finishing up the 3-game set with the Bobcats. So quick mound visit to Banks. Georgia College typically a slower team when it comes to delivering the pitch. Singer on the steal, and she beats the throw in there. So 1 ball, 1 strike. You have a 10-second limit, and Georgia College typically takes all 10 seconds. Banks came in with a strike, 2 balls and a strike as Singer took strike 1. Johns took strike 1. Singer able to advance to second with the stolen base. That's Kimmy's 16th steal on the year. Has yet to be caught. So 2 balls and a strike. Hurricanes with the runner in scoring position and nobody out. The 2-1 pitch from Banks. Upstairs, 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike. Marcotte on deck. The Lady Cane first baseman. So Johns had squared the bunt. The pitch was upstairs. And again, the methodical. And now they've been warned. And now she gets the base. So Georgia College, as I just mentioned, one of the very slow teams when it comes to the pitch count. And there's the violation right there. So Johns is awarded first base, much to the chagrin of the Georgia College coach, but they do take an inordinate amount of time to get the pitch call into the pitcher and the pitcher throw it to the catcher. We just mentioned that a couple of pitches ago, and now they are given the pitching timing violation. You have 10 seconds to get the pitch off, and Banks violated that, and so Johns was awarded first. So now Marcotte comes up, first and second, nobody out. Let's see if that speeds things up for Macy Banks. Fastball in there for strike 1. I'm not sure how you would score that. It's not a walk. But people smarter than me could figure that out. So Banks toes the rubber. Marcotte hitting .321, homered yesterday. In there for strike 2, so Banks quickly ahead 0-2 of the Canes first baseman. .321 on the season. 5 home runs and 26 RBIs for Marcotte. And we mentioned she hit the Chandler Morgan sign yesterday with an absolute laser out to left field. The 0-2 pitch. Banks misses outside 1-2. Look good, just a little bit outside. So she has picked up the tempo a little bit since the timing violation that awarded Johns first base. And she's now ahead 1-2. So both pitchers struggling to find the strike zone. Banks misses downstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reagan Lee walked 2 in the first inning. Banks walked the leadoff hitter, and then a timing violation gets Johns on second. So the Canes 2 on, nobody out, and a 2-2 pitch to the dangerous Izzy Marcotte, freshman of the week a couple of weeks ago in the Peach Belt Conference. Banks' 2-2 pitch. Fastball grounded. Shortstop comes up with it, and that's going to be a base hit for Marcotte. So the third baseman went for the stab to the glove side. It got under her. The shortstop made a nice backhand play, but no way she was going to get Marcotte. So the first hit of the day loads the bases with nobody out for Caitlin Wood, the GSW cleanup hitter, hitting .402 on the year, 6 home runs, 29 RBIs. And Banks has got a jam to try to work out of here in the first. Bases loaded, nobody out. Banks with a good fastball in the outside corner to get ahead 0-1. She got ahead of Marcotte 0-2. Izzy worked her way back to a 2-2 count and then singled to short. And now Caitlin Wood at the plate, the third baseman, 5'6". Hits one deep to right. That's gone. A grand slam for Caitlin Wood. So she takes Banks on the 0-1 pitch, opposite field, and opposite field with some power. Come on home, ladies, and clear the dish. Caitlin Wood with the grand slam. So GSW in Game 3 jumps out to a 4-0 lead. I was looking down to tell you that Wood is from Crawfordville, Florida, and North Florida Christian High School, and as I looked up, the ball was going over right field. So GSW puts 4 on the board, and that's going to bring up the catcher, number 28, Morgan Mullen. Mullen hitting .316 on the season. Transfer from Charleston Southern. Morgan's a sophomore from Warwick, Maryland. So GSW mostly with a Georgia-Florida feel to the roster, but we sneak in one from Maryland, have one from Alabama. And GSW with a 4-0 lead on Banks. Banks gets the outside corner for strike 1. As we mentioned, the baseball team finishing up their 3-game setup in Dahlonega, split yesterday, 8-1 win in Game 1, and a complete pitcher's duel in Game 2, 1-0 North Georgia on top of GSW in a 10-inning affair as Mullen grounds to second. And that'll be the first out for the Bobcats.
Up next, number 32, Haley Panett.
And that's going to bring up the center fielder, number 32, Haley Panett. Panett, a sophomore, 5'8", from Rincon, Georgia, South Effingham High School. For the season, Haley hitting .230 with 3 home runs and 14 RBIs. One of our better bunters. She leads the team with 8 sacrifice bunts. So Panett good with the bat. Banks gets her first out. And Panett lines one into right center. That's going to be extra bases. A one-hopper off the wall. And Panett slides into second base with a double. So Haley Panett took the first pitch offering and drove a one-hopper to the gap. And that's going to bring up the designated player, number 31, Chloe Sneed. Sneed, 5'6", from Lawrenceville, Georgia, Collins Hill High School. Sneed hitting .385 on the season. And I think, are we going to have a pitching change? Looks like Banks is... We are. There will be a pitching change here for Georgia College as Banks couldn't get out of the first. I say there's a pitching change. Banks is waving to the bullpen. We are going to have a pitching change. So Georgia College has 2 players coming out. Oh, okay, that she was warming up the other girl. So there will be a pitching change for Georgia College. We'll get you the number and we'll take a break after we return. You're listening to GSW Softball on the Peach Belt Sports Network.
Here is where we're from. Here made us who we are. Here is where we learn relationships are worth more than dollars can measure. It's a value that grows over time, strengthens under pressure, and thrives when serving others. We're Synovus, and we're here for our community because we live here too. Synovus, the bank of here.
Back to Hurricane Stadium, Lady Cane Field. The pitching change. Macy Banks chased after 1 out in the first inning, and that's going to bring in Montana Ledbetter. Ledbetter, a 5'9" redshirt sophomore, Hannah City, Illinois. She played collegiately at Georgia Highlands College, so she played with current Hurricanes Lacey Rutledge and Izzy Marcotte. Ledbetter made an appearance yesterday in relief for the season. This is her 15th appearance. She's made 8 starts. Obviously coming out of the bullpen here, she's pitched to a 3-4 record, a 6.41 ERA, 39 in the third innings, 47 hits. And she has struck out 26 batters, pitched well yesterday in relief in Game 2. Came in the first inning in Game 2, if I remember correctly. And now completes her warm-up tosses. Banks walked the GSW leadoff hitter, Kimmy Singer. J.C. Johns was awarded first base after a timing violation on Georgia College. Izzy Marcotte had an infield single to load the bases. Caitlin Wood didn't leave it that long. Didn't leave him loaded that long. She hit a Banks pitch over the right field fence for a grand slam. Banks recorded a ground out by catcher Morgan Mullen, and then Pennett doubled to the wall, and that led to the pitching change. So Chloe Sneed takes Ledbetter's first pitch, low, ball 1. GSW looking to complete the sweep. Took 2 yesterday without allowing a run and have a 4-run lead here in game number 3. Ledbetter comes in with a strike, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Thank our former faculty athletic rep and dean of the School of Business, Dr. Liz Wilson, for encouraging me to turn the volume up. So at least one person wanted to hear me, TJ. Dr. Liz texted me and said she couldn't hear. Now she can hear me. She's lucky she doesn't have to look at me. So thanks, Dr. Liz. Hope all is well with you. Ledbetter missed low, 2 balls and a strike. Sneed jammed. Good play at third. Pennett will advance to third on the ground out. So Ledbetter gets out number 2 for the Bobcats. That's going to bring up our shortstop, number 7, Lacey Rutledge. Rutledge, also a transfer from Georgia Highlands, hitting .333 on the season. 1 home run, 12 RBIs. She'd love to pick up number 13 here. Lacey, a freshman, 5'4", from Monticello, Georgia. Playing a great shortstop this year. Ledbetter comes in with the strike. GSW, 4 runs in the first so far on a Caitlin Wood grand slam. Her 7th home run of the year. And she leads the team with 33 RBIs. Ledbetter and Rutledge, junior college teammates, face off. The 0-1 pitch, and a Rutledge hits one deep to right field, and that's going to end the bottom of the first. But for GSW, 4 runs, 3 hits, no Georgia College errors. There was 1 runner left on base. We go to the top of the second. Your score, GSW 4, Georgia College nothing. You're listening to GSW Softball on the Peach Belt Sports Network.
Zaxby's, there's nothing better than hand-breaded chicken, unless it's hand-breaded chicken with sauce. From sweet to savory, mild to wild, even that world-famous Zax sauce. Whatever you're craving, we've got the sauce at Zaxby's.
Back on the campus of Georgia Southwestern State University. Beautiful day here for Game 3 of this 3-game set between Georgia Southwestern and Georgia College. We move to the second inning. Reagan Lee to the mound with a little cushion now as GSW has opened up a 4-0 lead on Caitlin Wood's grand slam in the bottom of the first inning. As we mentioned, Lee, a freshman, making her 3rd start. And I'm not sure now what the... No, Banks will continue to bat. So Macy Banks out of the game as a pitcher. But she will bat. And on the season, Banks hitting .226. And she'll dig in against Reagan Lee. So Reagan Lee's second inning of work. And she starts Banks off with a fastball in the outside corner for strike number 1. The flags whipping in the breeze today. A little chilly, a little windy. Banks in there for strike, or Lee in there to Banks for strike number 2. GSW looking to complete the sweep. The flags are blowing straight out. So anything that gets up in the air today certainly will carry. The umpire asks for time. And Banks will get back in the box. We mentioned Banks had transferred from Georgia State up in Atlanta. And Reagan Lee gets her on 3 pitches. So Banks swings and misses on the outside corner for out number 1. And that's going to bring up number 21, Davina Checo. Checo at .217 on the year. Utility player, 5'3" from Marietta Hillgrove High School. Digging in against Reagan Lee. And Reagan has seemed to find it here in inning number 2. There's a leadoff or a first pitch strike. To Checo. Kane's playing deep in the outfield with that wind. And I jinxed Reagan. Now it's 1 ball and 1 strike. GSW baseball, as we mentioned, about 30 minutes away from first pitch up in Dahlonega. Josh McDonald and the Hurricanes 5-3 in Peach Belt play, looking to get the series win against North Georgia. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. So Reagan Lee looks in command at inning number 2. We mentioned Coach Levering, her 5th season. Her family doubled in size, had twin girls back in December. So new mom, Coach Levering, and there's a strike on the outside corner. So Reagan Lee gets 1 swinging, now 1 looking. So 2 up and 2 down via the strikeout for Reagan Lee. And that's going to bring up number 9, Carly Beon. Beon hitting .209 this year. Beon 5'3" from Cumming, Georgia, West Forsyth High School. We mentioned Coach Levering. He's got the Lee misses inside ball 1. Got the 2 girls here today. Cam and Alex down there in the left field tent. So congratulations certainly to Coach Levering, new mom. Had a chance to visit with everybody yesterday. Always exciting after a doubleheader win. Lee misses outside 2-0. So Nikki and Carly will be quite busy, not only with softball, but with new parenthood. I think they're both 3 months old now, if my math's right. The 2-0 pitch. Fouled over the right field dugout. So Lee looking to work her way back from a 2-0 hole. Lady Hurricanes 17-11 on the season. Had a couple rained out. 8-1 in the friendly confines. Lee misses low, ball 3. So 3 balls and a strike to Beon. Caitlin Hobbs on deck. GSW trying to get to 5-1 in Peach Belt play. They're on top of the standings right now, 3-1. Lee's in there for strike 2. Beon didn't think so. She had started her way down to first. Little chilly in the press box, TJ. I don't think I dressed appropriately, but that's all right. The payoff pitch. That's popped into no man's land. What a catch by Henderson Hurdle to end the inning. Holy, unbelievable. Great play by Henderson Hurdle to end the second inning for Georgia College. So for Georgia College in the top of the second, no runs, no hits, no GSW errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the second. Your score remains GSW 4, Georgia College nothing. You're listening to GSW Softball on the Peach Belt Sports Network. Back in Americus, Georgia, on the campus of Georgia Southwestern State University, we move to the bottom of the second. GSW with a 4-0 lead via Caitlin Wood's first inning grand slam. Montana Ledbetter beginning her second inning of work. She came out of the bullpen to get the last 2 outs of the first.
Up next, number 24, Henderson.
And she's going to face Henderson Hurdle. And how many times do you see it? You make a great play in the field, as Henderson did, going to the first, beyond the first base foul line, to make a diving play to end the inning, and she leads off the start of the second inning. So Henderson, a 5'9" freshman, Mount DeSales Academy in Macon, right up the road, about an hour away. And on the year, the second baseman's hitting .279. So we start the second inning here. Ledbetter came in relief after Banks could not get out of the first inning. Ledbetter misses upstairs, ball 1. She inherited Panette on second and stranded her at third. So a good job by Ledbetter to keep the damage to a minimum. And now she gets her first clean inning to start. Comes in for a strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Henderson Hurdle. A freshman and sophomore dominated roster by GSW. The 1-1 pitch. Ledbetter misses upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. No seniors in the starting lineup for GSW. Freshmen dot the lineup, including on the mound today, Reagan Lee. So Ledbetter checks the signs. 2 balls and a strike. Throws a fastball by a swinging Henderson Hurdle. 2 balls and 2 strikes. GSW flips the lineup with Kimmy Singer, who walked in the first inning. She's on deck. So Hurdle trying to get something started here. Ledbetter comes set, 2-2. Hurdle fouls it back and will do it again. GSW 4 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. Georgia College, no runs, have yet to get a hit. They did get 2 walks, and they have yet to make an error. So a cleanly fielded game, and both teams have made good defensive plays. Ledbetter gets the sign, again, getting close to that timing violation. The 2-2 pitch, off speed, way upstairs, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Ledbetter takes a stroll around the circle. And she toes the rubber, gets the sign, and we're going to go full to Henderson Hurdle here. Hurdle with a .385 on-base percentage. Pops it straight up in the air. And the shortstop comes over and makes the easy play for out number 1, and that's going to flip the lineup. As we mentioned, Kimmy Singer, the right fielder, walked and scored on that grand slam in the first inning. Hurdle out with the pop-up to Sydney Newberry. So 1 out here in the second. Singer digs in. Walk, stole second, and scored on Caitlin Wood's grand slam. Singer 16 for 16 in the stolen base department. Good pitch on the outside corner by Ledbetter there for strike number 1. So Montana Ledbetter's come in and is pitching very well. Illinois native. The 0-1. Another good pitch on the outside corner that Singer slaps down the third base line, but foul. So Ledbetter nibbling on that outside corner. She's thrown 2 really good pitches to the Canes leadoff hitter. Singer digs in. Ledbetter ahead 0-2. And gets Singer 3 great pitches on the outside corner, and that's going to ring Singer up. So Ledbetter finds the outside corner 3 straight times, and Singer goes down on strikes. And that's going to bring up J.C. Johns, the left fielder. Johns in the first inning was awarded first base with a timing violation on Macy Banks, the Georgia College pitcher. She, too, came around to score on Caitlin Wood's towering opposite field grand slam. So nobody on, 2 outs, and Ledbetter has found something on that outside corner. Johns fouls it straight back, so no balls and a strike. Ledbetter came in with 1 out in the first. Retired the next 2 Hurricanes, and now she's put the first 2 down here in the second. So good job here by the Bobcat relief corps, starting with Ledbetter. The 0-1 pitch. Johns bunts it foul, so 0-2. We mentioned Ledbetter originally from Illinois, so she came down to go to Georgia Highlands College. She must have liked Georgia so much, she came down to Georgia College. Not sure where Hannah City, Illinois is, but I would imagine it's warmer here today than it is in Hannah City, Illinois. Ledbetter gets the sign. 0-2 to J.C. Johns. Misses low and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We mentioned Ledbetter second on the team and game started. And now this is her her 7th appearance out of the bullpen. She has 1 complete game on the year. The 1-2 pitch. John slaps it foul into the bullpen. So we'll do it again. 42 walks and 26 strikeouts coming in, but you wouldn't know it by watching her pitch this weekend. She pitched well yesterday and then has really found something on that outside corner today to give the Hurricane Slappers a little bit of trouble. So the 1-2 pitch from Ledbetter. Missed outside, 2-2. So Johns has worked to even the count. Marcotte on deck. Marcotte singled back in the first as well. And she too came around on the wood grand slam. And a strikeout for Ledbetter, getting John swinging. So for the Hurricanes, no runs, no hits, no Bobcat errors, no runners left on base. We go to the top of the third. Your score remains GSW 4, Georgia College nothing. And we move to the top of the third inning here. Game 3 of this 3-game set. GSW has already won the series by sweeping the doubleheader yesterday, looking for the sweep of the 3-game set. And Reagan Lee starts her third inning of work. And when she does, it's going to be Caitlin Hobbs. Hobbs, a 5'5" senior from Thomasville, Georgia, transfer from Tallahassee Community College. Starts the inning off against Reagan Lee. Kind of limited action for Hobbs. She hasn't played much, so not much stats to compare to. She turns and knocks the first one down the left field line, but foul, hitting .083, but again, small sample size. Only 24 at-bats. She does have a home run. So a little pop coming off the bench for the senior. She also has 4 RBIs and squared up on Reagan Lee's first pitch, but hit it foul, pulled it foul. Lee comes in there with an off-speed pitch for strike 2, so she's quickly ahead 0-2. Reagan walked the first 2 batters of the game. Morgan Mullen was able to throw the first one out, and since then, Reagan has found the strike zone. Both pitchers have settled in here. And the 0-2 pitch to Hobbs, just outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As we mentioned, Lee, just a freshman. So 2 freshmen started yesterday and a sophomore for the Hurricanes. In the dirt, 2-2. Trinity Whitfield threw a shutout yesterday, freshman, complete game. Followed by the sophomore Hannah Holloway throwing a no-hitter. First no-hitter we mentioned since former Hurricane Shannon Gibson. I believe it was against Fort Valley State. Hobbs again times it up, pulls it foul down the left field line. So we'll do it again at 2-2. Lee gets the sign from pitching coach Madison Reagan. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. So strike 3 for Reagan Lee. So I had to step away from the microphone for a minute, but a base hit there into right field on a 3-2 pitch. So the Bobcats get their first hit of the afternoon. And they flip the order. So Eliza Kuhn comes up, walked, caught stealing in the first inning. So Georgia College looking to get something going, down 4-0. Slow tapper. She's going to beat it out, so an infield single. And now the Bobcats have 2 on and 1 out. And that's going to bring up Brooke Locker. Locker walked as well. TJ. So 2 on and 1 out for Locker. And Reagan Lee gets a head strike 1. So Georgia College looking for their first run of the game, looking for their first run of the series. They were shut out twice yesterday, but they got something cooking now. Locker falls behind 0-2. They got their two of their better hitters up in terms of production. Locker was 7 RBIs on the year. The dangerous Jessica Owens is on deck, so Lee in a little bit of a jam here. 1 out, the 0-2 pitch. Bouncer to Hurdle. Hurdle takes the easy one to first, so good play by Henderson. Second and third with 2 outs now here in the third for Jessica Owens. Owens flew out to center field back in the first inning. We mentioned that she is by far their leading hitter coming into the game at .385. Also leads the team in RBIs with 16, and she has a home run on the year. So Reagan Lee with runners at second and third and 2 outs here in the top of the third. GSW up 4-0. Just missed on the outside corner. So Owens ahead, 1 ball, no strikes. Let's see if Lee can wiggle her way out of the jam here. The 0-1. I'm sorry, the 1-1 in their first strike evens the count at 1-1. So Georgia College had back-to-back hits. Their first 2 of the day. And now 2 runners in scoring position for Owens. Off-speed pitch misses high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Little action in the Hurricane bullpen. Hannah Holloway starts to loosen up. 7 innings in softball, so not as much time and only a single game today. Great pitch by Lee, but I think it's going to get foul, and it does. Marcotte gave it a look, fouled over the first base dugout. So 2-2, so Lee 1 pitch away from getting out of it here in the third. Ledbetter has come in and calmed things down for Georgia College, so that Wood grand slam is the run production for both teams. Lee's 2-2 pitch to Owens. Bouncer to Wood, fields it on 1 hop over to Marcotte, and Lee's out of the jam. So the third inning ends with no Georgia College runs. They had 2 hits. There were no GSW errors. 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. Your score remains GSW 4, Georgia College nothing. You're listening to GSW Softball on the Peach Belt Sports Network.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student-athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
GSW leading the third game of this series. 4-0 in game 3. And leading off the bottom of the third for the Canes, Izzy Marcotte, the first baseman. An infield single back in the first, and she came around to score on Wood's grand slam. Wood on deck. So Ledbetter has come in for Georgia College. Got the last 2 outs of the first inning and retired the side with ease in the second inning. So 5 up and 5 down for Ledbetter, and she faces the 3, 4, 5 hitters in the lineup for GSW here in the bottom of the third. Fastball in the inside corner, strike 1. We mentioned Marcotte transfer as well from Georgia Highlands, so a little bit of Georgia Highlands flair for both teams. Marcotte from Wichita, Kansas. Way up and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. And a little laugh and a chuckle from Ledbetter. And I think that Marcotte got a kick out of it as well. So former teammates in junior college doing battle in Division II in the Peach Belt. Marcotte, as we mentioned, freshman of the week 2 weeks ago. Takes low and in, 2 balls and a strike to the Lady Cane first baseman. We mentioned Marcotte, 5 home runs yesterday, and one of them was a bullet here, or 5 home runs on the season, 1 yesterday, a bullet into the Chandler Morgan sign. One of our GSW corporate partners. We certainly appreciate everything that Robin Chandler Morgan does. 3 balls and a strike. You take a look at some of those signs out there. You got K&S Bus Charter, Marty McDonald and State Farm, Global Graphics, Synovus, Citizens Bank, Phoebe Health, and certainly Burger King, who was responsible for the scoreboard out there. So Marcotte ahead in the count, 3-1. Ledbetter comes set and misses inside, ball 4. It looked like a lot like the first pitch. So Marcotte, the first base runner against Ledbetter, a leadoff walk, and that's going to bring up Caitlin Wood. We mentioned Wood with the grand slam earlier. For Caitlin, that was home run number 7. And she added to her RBI total. She now leads the team with 33 RBIs and increased that .402 batting average. So Wood, transfer from the University of North Florida, having a heck of a year. Only a junior, so she'll be back again next year. Marcotte on first. Ledbetter misses low, ball 1. So Ledbetter, who had cruised through the second inning and really got the last 2 outs of the first inning with no problem, walks Marcotte on 5 pitches and now falls behind Caitlin Wood. 1 ball, no strikes. She hit a moonshot off of Macy Banks in the first to right field, an opposite field shot. Got up in the wind and it just kept going. For her 7th home run of the year. Now she's ahead 2 balls and no strikes. GSW 4, Georgia College nothing. And Wood now with a 2-0 pitch, or a 2-0 lead in the count. Marcotte off first. Ledbetter gets the sign. And Wood skies it to center field. And that'll be out number 1. So good pitch there by Ledbetter, down 2 balls and no strikes, and got the dangerous Caitlin Wood to fly out, and that's going to bring up the catcher, number 28, Morgan Mullen. Mullen grounded to second base back in the first inning. Transfer from Charleston Southern. Just a sophomore, we mentioned, from Warwick, Maryland. Having a very good start to the season. On base percentage of .486 coming into the game, so she gets on base just about every other time she's there at the dish. Ledbetter's fastball misses. Ball 1. She takes the long walk around the circle. And Mullen digs in here. Marcotte on first. She walked to lead off the third. And Georgia College getting close to that pitch limit, time limit. Up and in, 2 balls and no strikes. So Ledbetter not real happy with the call. I think asked for a little bit of an explanation from the umpire. Zweifel, the catcher, I think asked as well. But it is 2 balls and no strikes. A lot of time in between pitches. The 2-0 pitch, way outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Haley Panette's on deck, and Panette doubled to right center field. Back in the first inning, was stranded on third base. Now Zweifel and Ledbetter will have a mound visit. So their discussion is over. Zweifel back behind the dish. And Ledbetter ready to toe the rubber. 3 balls and no strikes to the Lady Cane catcher. Morgan Mullen. Marcotte on first. See if Coach Levering has the green light on for Mullen. She does not, and it's a fastball right down the middle. So 3 balls and a strike. Beautiful day here in Americus. GSW baseball team about to have first pitch in Dahlonega. So Ledbetter's 3-1 pitch. Mullen skies at the center. So back-to-back fly balls to center field, and that's 2 outs.
Up next, number 32, Haley Panette.
And that's going to bring up the Cane center fielder, Haley Panette. Panette doubled to the wall on 1 hop, and that chased starter Macy Banks. That was Haley's 6th double of the year. A line shot, 1 hopper to right center. Marcotte still on first base. Ledbetter's pitched well, is not allowed a hit yet. Misses outside, ball 1. Struggled a little bit to find the zone here in the 3rd inning, but still has managed 2 outs against 2 of GSW's more dangerous hitters in Wood and Mullen. Although behind in the count, got them both to fly out to center field, routine flyouts. And now falls behind 1-0 to Panette. Fastball in there for strike 1, so evens the count at 1-1. GSW off in the midweek, and they will head to Aiken, South Carolina for 3 games next weekend. The wind shifting now, kind of blowing out to right field. So the 1-1 pitch. Outside corner, strike 2. So after a walk to Marcotte, Ledbetter looking to get the next 3 Lady Canes out in a row. So a leadoff walk doesn't seem to be hurting her right now. The 1-2 pitch to Panette. Tried the off-speed pitch, went back to the backstop, and that's going to allow Marquette to get in the scoring position. So a base hit here for Panette could extend the Hurricane lead. Evens the count at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. GSW Golf up in Eatonton, starting tomorrow. Top 10 ranked golf team. And Darcy Donaldson. 2-2 pitch. Panette fouls it straight back. They'll be playing in tournament hosted by Georgia College. A great start to the spring season for the men and Darcy, coming off of a national runner-up season a year ago. Darcy, the regional coach of the year, followed up after his National Coach of the Year. So the golf team having a great start to the season again. The 2-2 pitch to Panette. Inside corner, strike three. So a great job by Ledbetter. After a leadoff walk, she gets the next three in a row, and that ends the third inning. So for GSW, no runs, no hits, no Bobcat errors. There was one runner left on base. We go to the fourth inning. Your score remains GSW 4, Georgia College nothing. You're listening to GSW Softball on the Peach Belt Sports Network.
They say college is the best time of your life. But what about what comes next? At Georgia Southwestern State University, you're not just here for the clubs, or the campus, or the dining hall. You're here for small class sizes, affordable programs, and real-world experience. When you come to GSW, you're not just here for college. You're here for your tomorrow. Georgia Southwestern State University. Take tomorrow by storm. Start your journey at gsw.edu.
All right, we get ready to start the top half of the fourth inning. Reagan Lee, freshman starter for GSW, cruised through the first three innings. And she now faces the Georgia College catcher, Shea Zweifel. We mentioned Owens last inning. Zweifel leads the team in homers with 2. Second on the team in RBIs with 12. So if you're going to face Zweifel, nobody on base is a good way to do it. Lee begins his fourth inning of work, has just allowed 2 hits, 2 walks. And Zweifel yanks one just foul. She hit a screamer about a foot foul. That would have been a double for sure. So Zweifel certainly timed that one up from Reagan Lee, but it's a long strike. For the Bobcat catcher. As we said, Zweifel came into the game hitting .271. As a team, Georgia College only .233, so struggling a little bit with the bats. About midway point through the season. The 0-1 pitch. Lee bounces it to the dish. 1 ball and 1 strike. I mentioned Reagan Lee's 3rd start of the year. Checks her wristband. The 1-1 pitch. Good pitch on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Zweifel. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. So Reagan Lee records out number 1 with a swinging strikeout. And that's going to bring up number 14, Golden Thrower. Thrower playing right field now. Hitting .261 on the season. Also pitches for the Bobcats. She's second on the team in games started. She came out of the bullpen, or did she start yesterday, TJ? She started yesterday, the first game. Pitched very well in game 1. So thrower doing double duty from Hanahan, South Carolina. Not sure where Hanahan is. But the left-handed hitter comes in against Reagan Lee, like we said, hitting .261. Lee misses on the outside corner for ball 1. Thrower has 3 doubles. Good on-base percentage of .357. just a sophomore, so we'll be seeing her for a couple of years. Outside, ball 2. So Lee falls behind 2 balls and no strikes. Davina Checo is on deck. Lee checks the wristband. Off-speed pitch that thrower swings and misses on. So Lee gets it back to 2 balls and a strike. Top of the 4th. 4-0 here, GSW. Caitlin Wood's grand slam in the first inning is all the runs. It's been accounted for both ways. The 2-1 pitch. Thrower fouls it back. And that'll send some Lady Hurricanes scattering to go chase the foul ball. Crowd still kind of filing in. Only 1 game today. As we mentioned, the Peach Belt going to 3-game series this year. So Lee's worked the count even at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. And thrower kind of gorks one over second and in front of center field for a base hit. So Georgia College's 3rd hit. Thrower kind of serves one out there in the center field. A base hit for the Bobcats. It's going to bring up Checo. So Georgia College gets a runner to start. I think we've run out of softballs. So Reagan Lee waiting on a softball. And, correction, the coach for Georgia College was talking to Checo. Some words of encouragement. For Checo, just a freshman. Marietta High School. Was hitting .217 coming into the season. Has 4 doubles, which is 2nd on the team. Freshman on freshman here. Lee misses outside, ball 1. No action in the Hurricane bullpen right now. Both teams with 3 hits. 3 singles for Georgia College. And a long foul ball into the Hurricane bullpen. 1 ball and 1 strike to Checo. Golden thrower on first. She singled into center field. If you're going to be a pitcher, that's a great name to have. Golden thrower. That's a fantastic name. She pitched really well in game 1. Only allowed 1 earned run. And she could do it at the dish with the base hit. Swinging strike 2 for Reagan Lee. So Lee ahead 1-2. Thrower on first. Zwiffel struck out to start the 4th inning here for Georgia College. Spring has been good at GSW. The GSW ladies women's basketball team advanced all the way to the round of 32 in the NCAA tournament. Coach Payne and the women of the basketball team go to the NCAA tournament for the first time in school history, going 23-7 on the season. 3 all-conference players all returning next year for Coach Payne, including first-team all-conference selection Ava Jones. So a good year for the Lady Canes basketball. Checo rips one foul into the netting. Shannon Green Spinolis, the head athletic trainer and assistant director of athletics for sports medicine, gets out of the way. Good thing we have the netting up there. Lee still ahead 1-2 to Checo. She's fouled 2 in a row off. Thrower on first. Little pop-up. Wood should have no problem with that one. 2 outs here. She pops to third base. So 2 down. And that's going to bring up Carly Beon. Beon steps in with 2 outs here. Thrower on first in the 4th inning. The line score for Georgia College, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. GSW, 4 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. Very clean game played both ways on defense. Lee misses upstairs, ball 1. Good play by Mullen behind the plate to keep thrower at first. On the year, thrower, no steals, no attempts. So we don't anticipate her trying to get into the scoring position via the steal. Bean squares to bunt, pulls it back. Called a strike. I don't know that she liked the call. But it evens the count at 1-1. Lee's 1-1. Swinging strike 2. So Reagan Lee has done a really good job after the first 2 batters walked. She hasn't walked another one since then. And has kept Georgia College at bay, only allowing 3 singles. Good defense behind her. And she gets a swinging strike number 3 to end the 4th. So for Georgia College in the top half of the 4th, no runs, 1 hit, no GSW errors. There was 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Your score remains GSW 4, Georgia College nothing. You're listening to GSW Softball on the Peach Belt Sports Network.
They say college is the best time of your life. But what about what comes next? At Georgia Southwestern State University, you're not just here for the clubs, or the campus, or the dining hall. You're here for small class sizes, affordable programs, and real-world experience. When you come to GSW, you're not just here for college. You're here for your tomorrow. Georgia Southwestern State University. Take tomorrow by storm. Start your journey at gsw.edu.
Okay, we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. GSW back at the plate. Number 31, the designated player, Chloe Sneed. Sneed grounded out to third. Back in the 1st inning, so Ledbetter has really calmed things down. She's only issued a walk to Marcotte, the only runner that's found their way aboard for GSW. So Sneed digs in. Bottom third of the order here for GSW. Ledbetter misses low and away, ball 1. Nikki Levering doing the coaching down at third base. Pitching coach Madison Reagan in her 3rd year down the first base line. Madison was a heck of a player at Jacksonville University. The 1-0 to Sneed. Oh, she drives it into center field for a base hit. So a leadoff single by Chloe Sneed. She roped the 1-0 pitch into center field for a base hit. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Lacey Rutledge. So we mentioned Marcotte and Ledbetter had spent some time together at Georgia Highlands. So was Lacey Rutledge. And we're going to have a pinch runner. Allison Murdoch is in to pinch run, and my guess is not only will she pinch run, she will look to steal. They don't call her Bambi because she's going to sit over there at first base. She has 6 steals this year. Hopefully she's good and loose because I'm sure Coach Levering will put her on the run. So Murdoch, pinch running, or designated running. Murdoch, a 5'5" senior from DeBerry, Florida. Plays outfield as well, but Rutledge junior college teammates with Marcotte and Ledbetter. She may be looking to bunt here. She's not. Murdoch did not go to steal. And Ledbetter misses upstairs for ball one. Like we said, Murdoch, 6 steals in 9 attempts. That's her calling card, is the speed. So we'll see if GSW can manufacture something here in the bottom of the 4th. Took the doubleheader yesterday, 5-0 in game 1 and a run rule. Game 2, 8-0 win in 5 innings. The 1-0 to Rutledge. Rutledge gets it down. Good bunt. And she moves Murdoch to second. So Lacey Rutledge does a job. Good sacrifice hit there. Good bat control. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Henderson Hurdle. Made a fantastic play in the shallow right field to end the second inning. Great job by Rutledge getting it down. We're going to have a pinch hitter, it looks like. Coach Levering talking to the umpire, so looks like Rutledge will not bat. Yeah, Henderson's not batting, so Henderson Hurdle will be lifted for a pinch hitter here. Can't quite get the number.
Now batting, number 25, Ashlyn Rogers.
So it's going to be Ashlyn Rogers to pinch hit, a freshman. 5'4" from Madison, Florida, Osceola Christian Academy. For Ashlyn. On the season, Ashlyn's hitting .220, kind of a smaller sample size, only 41 at bat. She does have a home run and 10 RBIs, so also has a couple of doubles, so some pop for the freshman. Madison, Florida, and Osceola kind of in the panhandle-ish area, for those that aren't familiar with the geography. She's got Murdoch on second. I would think anything into the outfield that's a hit will score Murdoch. But Rogers pinch hitting. And Ledbetter's pitch gets away, and Murdoch advances to third. So now with 1 out, a runner on third, Rogers ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Coach Levering typically likes to bunt here. We'll see if she likes the bat control of Rogers, or she's going to let her swing away. No sacrifices this year for Rogers, so we'll see what kind of faith she has in the freshman. Murdoch on third. A fly ball gets a run. GSW up 4-0. Ledbetter with a fastball at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. So no bunt there. Murdoch on third. 1 out. And then GSW turns the lineup. So Singer will be on deck, the leadoff hitter, here in the bottom of the 4th. A leadoff single by Sneed. Murdoch ran for her. Got to second on a great bunt by Rutledge. Advanced to third on the wild pitch. So the 1-1 pitch to Rogers. In the dirt, 2 balls and a strike. So the first little bit of trouble that Montana Ledbetter is going to have to work her way through. She's pitched really well since coming on board after Georgia College starter Macy Banks. GSW 17-11 overall. A league leading 4-1 in the Peach Belt Conference. Rogers does bunt, fouls it off. Murdoch was coming down the line. But now 2 balls and 2 strikes to the pinch hitter, Ashlyn Rogers. GSW baseball underway. No score in Dahlonega in the second inning. Dalton Cameron on the mound for game 3. 2 really good pitching performances yesterday from Jared Donaldson and Nick McCullum. But back here, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ashlyn Rogers. See if she can bring Murdoch home. Flares one to first base, and she hangs on. So Rogers can't get the job done. And that's going to bring up
Now batting number
Kimmy Singer.
Kimmy Singer.
So Murdoch still on third base. Ledbetter trying to strand her there. Rogers had a chance to extend the Hurricane lead. She pops up to first base. And that brings up Kimmy Singer. So the slapper trying to get a run. Murdoch off third. Fastball up and away. Ledbetter threw 3 great pitches to Singer her last at-bat. Not much Kimmy could do with any of those 3. She struck out looking, but gets ahead 1 ball, no strikes here with J.C. Johns on deck. Singer hitting .346 coming into the game. Slapper fouls it. Wind still swirling around as you take a look at the flagpole off in the distance. Georgia College playing her to slap. Singer bounces one to a good play by the second baseman, kind of an in-between hop, but she made a great play. So for GSW, in the bottom of the 4th, no runs, 1 hit, no Georgia College errors. There was 1 runner left on base. We go to the 5th inning. Your score remains GSW 4, Georgia College nothing. You're listening to GSW Softball on the Peach Belt Sports Network. And we head to the top of the 5th. Here on the campus of Georgia Southwestern State University. This is going to be Caitlin Hobbs leading things off. Hobbs struck out her last at-bat. Ripped a couple of balls foul that she timed up on Reagan Lee, but wound up striking out swinging. So leading off the 5th, Hobbs nubs one foul into the screen of the Bobcat bullpen or dugout. So Lee ahead 0-1. So Reagan Lee has done a great job. Walked the first 2 batters, but since then hasn't walked one and just given up 3. An infield single, a bloop single, and a single to right. Done a very good job keeping Georgia College at bay. Misses low there, 1 ball and 1 strike, only her 3rd start. Like we said, only a freshman. Gets the signs from pitching coach Madison Reagan. Checks the wristband. And misses low to Hobbs. 2 balls and 1 strike. To Caitlin Hobbs. We mentioned Thomasville, Georgia. Just down the road, 90 miles or so from Americus, down Highway 19. Made her way up and down 19. So she went down to Tallahassee Community College and now in Milledgeville. Fastball in there for strike 2. So Lee evens the count at 2-2. Tallahassee historically has had a very strong softball program, so Hobbs certainly has played at a high level of junior college in addition to her time here in Milledgeville. The 2-2 to Hobbs. Just missed. Hobbs laid off, and Lee came with the off-speed pitch. I think Southwestern wanted that call but did not get it, so runs it full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sydney Newberry on deck for the Bobcats. The 3-2 pitch. I guess that missed low. So Hobbs on board with a walk. Two pretty good pitches from Lee there. Hobbs took them both. And the Bobcats have the leadoff runner on here in the fifth inning. And that's going to bring up Sydney Newberry. Coming in the game, Newberry's at 209. And she grounds one to Rutledge to second for one. And Hurdle can't turn the double play, but a nice play to her backhand by Lacey Rutledge. Over to Henderson Hurdle. Hurdle going away from the bag as she turned. Could not get it to Marcotte in time. So a fielder's choice. Gets out number one. Newberry replaces Hobbs at first base. And now Georgia College has turned the lineup. Eliza Kuhn now bats. Walk and a single for her. So she's having a good afternoon. Newberry on first base. Reagan Lee in there for strike number one. So we mentioned the middle of the infield. Very young. Rutledge and Hurdle both freshmen. Marcotte a freshman. Wood a junior. And Mullen a sophomore. Lee on the mound, a freshman as well. So youth serves the day for the Lady Canes. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike two. So Kuhn behind 0-2 here. The outfield. Young as well. J.C. Johns, only a sophomore. Kimmy Singer, only a sophomore. And Haley Panett, only a sophomore. So a lot of underclassmen. The 0-2 pitch. Low and away, and that's going to get Newberry to second base in scoring position. So Reagan Lee may be looking to waste one there and got away from Morgan Mullen just enough to allow Newberry out down to second base. So the 1-2 pitch to Kuhn. With one out. Grounder right back to Reagan Lee, and she goes the easy way to Marcotte to first. Newberry makes her way to third, so two outs, runner on third. And that brings up Brooke Locker. So Reagan Lee with two outs here in the fifth, facing Brooke Locker. Good block there by Morgan Mullen. So Georgia College has yet to score in the series. They're looking for their first run not only of the game, but of the weekend. So Reagan Lee comes set. Locker flares one foul over the third baseman, Caitlin Wood. Rutledge gave chase as well. So Reagan Lee evens the count at 1-1. GSW taking the lead 2-0 in Dahlonega. And a line shot. What a play in left field by Kimmy Singer. J.C. Johns, I'm sorry. I was looking at Kimmy Singer jogging off the field, but J.C. Johns makes a diving play in left field to end the fifth. So for Georgia College, no runs, no hits, no GSW errors. One runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Your score remains GSW 4, Georgia College nothing. You're listening to GSW Softball on the Peach Belt Sports Network.
Take the stress out of feeding your family at Roman Oven Pizzeria in Americus. Your pizza is made to order with the finest ingredients. Roman Oven is more than just pizza. It's burgers, subs, hot wings, salads, and so much more. Check out our full menu at romanoven.com. We now have a new expanded dining area and party room. We can accommodate your school, civic group, even birthday parties and special events. After the game, come celebrate with us. Roman Oven Pizzeria, intersection of Highway 27 and 280 next to Fred's. Catering and delivery available. Roman Oven Pizzeria online at romanoven.com or
go to the bottom of the fifth. GSW on top 4-0 here. And J.C. Johns, who made an unbelievable play in left field to end the last inning, leads off here to start the bottom of the fifth. In Dahlonega, GSW baseball has taken a 2-0 lead in the second. Bryce Moratello homered to give his first career home run to give GSW a 2-0 lead. And the softball team on top 4-0. So Ledbetter gives up a first pitch single as J.C. Johns hits a hard grounder into center field. And that's going to bring up Izzy Mercat. So Ledbetter and Lee have engaged in quite a pitcher's duel since Caitlin Wood's grand slam. And now for the second straight inning, GSW has a leadoff single. John stays as the first pitch goes upstairs for ball one. GSW takes the 3-0 lead in baseball on the season. Johns with 5 steals. Not sure they want to take the bat out of Marcotte's hands. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball in there. Marcotte fouls straight back over the press box. So the count evens to the Canes' first baseman. Caitlin Wood on deck. Ledbetter gets the signs. Johns takes off. She's going to be in there safe. Throw gets into center field, so on the ball to make it 2-1. Zweifel's throw got away and into center field, but not enough for Johns to advance to third. So again, GSW, leadoff runner in scoring position and nobody out. And a 2-1 pitch. So Marcotte, who walked in her last at-bat, ahead in the count, 2-1 here. Single into the outfield, probably scores J.C. Johns with her speed. Ledbetter misses upstairs, 3 balls and a strike. As we mentioned, GSW took both games of the doubleheader yesterday, 5-0 and 8-0. Looking to complete the series sweep and go to 5-1 atop the Peach Belt Conference. With a road trip to USC Aiken next. GSW took 2 of 3 the first weekend at Young Harris as Ledbetter walks Marcotte again. So GSW started the Peach Belt play with taking 2 out of 3 on the road at Young Harris, and they take the first 2 here against Georgia College. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Caitlin Wood. We mentioned Wood in the first inning, a towering grand slam off of Georgia College starter Macy Banks. It was Wood's 7th home run and her team-leading 33rd RBI. Now she's got 2 on and nobody out. She flares the first pitch. Foul into right field. Golden Thrower goes and runs it down. Or no, that's not Thrower in right field. That's Brooke Locker in right field. I thought it was Thrower. Had the numbers wrong. So Wood digs in behind 0-1 in the count. Johns on second with the single. Marcotte walked to lead off the Canes' 5th. Now Wood squares the bunt and bunts it foul. So now Wood 0-2 in the count. Coach Levering looking to get 2 runners in scoring position. Was going to trade the out for the bases. And now Wood's got a battle here with 2 strikes. GSW 5 hits today. Georgia College with 3. The 0-2 pitch to the Kane third baseman. Fastball. Wood drives it deep to center, and you can touch them all again. Caitlin Wood with her second home run of the game. A towering shot into the batting cages in right center. And that extends the GSW lead to 7-0. Wood accounting for all 7 runs. So Caitlin Wood takes the 0-2 pitch into the batting net in right center field for a 3-run home run. So that extends the lead to 7-0. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Morgan Mullen. Great job behind the plate tonight. She threw out the first runner of the game, who got on board via walk. Mullen quickly erased her with a caught stealing, and then she's made a couple of nice plays behind the plate with runners in scoring position, blocking up some pitches. So a good job today behind the plate by Morgan Mullen. Let's see if she can help us out in the plate as well. Ledbetter misses upstairs. One more GSW run and the game is over. There is a run rule in softball at the Division II level. 8 runs after 5 innings ends the game. So GSW with a 7-0 lead and nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. And Ledbetter misses ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes. GSW on top now, 7-0. A towering Caitlin Wood 3-run homer to go along with her grand slam earlier in the game. So quite a productive day for Caitlin. Ledbetter behind now 2-0. And she misses ball 3. Three balls and no strikes. Haley Panett on deck. The Lady Cane center fielder. 1 run ends it. Like we said, only 1 game. Now, Mullen thought it was ball 4. It looked like a strike, and it was. She threw the bat and was on her way to first. Like we said, only 1 game today. The Peach Belt going to that 3-game series. So a single game. The wind's shifting again, blowing straight out to center field. The 3-1 pitch. Now Morgan Mullen can walk. So Ledbetter misses inside.
Now hitting number 32, Haley Panett.
Some of the fans chirping the umpire pretty good for Georgia College. Not happy with that call. Mullen's going to give way to a pinch runner, and that's going to be Haley Griffin, number 5, will pinch run. Haley's an outfielder by trade, a 5'3" senior, Valdosta, Georgia, Lowndes County High School. And that's going to do it for Ledbetter. So she'll exit the game. And she will exit in favor of Golden Thrower. So Thrower will be the pitching change. We mentioned that she singled in her last at-bat. So Thrower was doing it at the dish. Pitched very well yesterday as the Game 1 starter. And she comes in now with nobody out and a runner at first. And for the season, Golden Thrower, she'll be making her 15th appearance. Of those 15 appearances, she's had 6 starts. She's pitched to a 2-6 record. She has 1 save out of the bullpen as well. She's gone 45 1/3 innings. She's allowed 65 hits, 21 walks, and 14 strikeouts. So Golden Thrower, who threw well yesterday, as we mentioned in Game 1, was tagged with the hard luck loss. She comes on here to face Panett after Ledbetter had pitched really well, coming in relief for the starter Macy Banks, got herself in a little bit of trouble in the 5th here. A leadoff single to Johns, a walk to Marcotte, a towering home run to Caitlin Wood, and then a walk to Mullen. Has forced a pitching change by Georgia College, so Ledbetter exits, and it's going to be Golden Thrower to try to keep Georgia College alive. 1 run here by the Hurricanes, and the game ends. Panette watches ball 1. Griffin, a little bit of a lead off a third. On the season, Haley with 1 steal has not been caught. Panette swings and misses on the outside fastball. So GSW in command, 7-0 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. We mentioned 1 run here and the game's over. 1 more run here. We've scored 3 already. 1 more and it's over. Fastball, or I'm sorry, off-speed pitch outside. 2 balls and a strike. Panette doubled back in the first to chase starter Macy Banks. The Cane center fielder leaves that one outside from Thrower, and she's ahead in the count. 3 balls and a strike. Chloe Sneed is on deck. Chloe hit a rocket her last at-bat into center field. The 3-1 to Panette. In there for a strike as Panette fouls it straight back over the press box. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Thrower gets the sign, checks the wristband, and the 3-2 pitch. Leaves it outside. Panette walks. So the Lady Canes with runners at first and second. A base hit might end it here. So designated player Chloe Sneed to the dish. Chloe from Lawrenceville, Georgia, Collins Hill High School. Just a sophomore. She digs in with a chance to end the series. Thrower checks the wristband. And Chloe was trying to end it. She fouls it back over the Georgia College dugout. So GSW with the 7-0 lead, as we mentioned in softball. If you go ahead 8 runs after 5 innings, the ball game is over. Yesterday, GSW with an 8-0 5-inning win, looking to do the same here. If we score a run, it'll be 8-0, and it'll be after 5 innings. Thrower misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. So Golden Thrower trying to come in here and keep the Bobcats alive. Haley Griffith on second. Haley Panette on first. Fastball upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. They appeal down to third. No swing. The Georgia College coach says we're appealing to the wrong umpire. And now the coach comes out and wants the umpire to appeal to the other umpire. The coach doesn't get her way. She goes back to the dugout. The call remains 2 balls and a strike. So Thrower takes a look. Checks the wristband. And upstairs, 3 balls and a strike. So Chloe Sneed way ahead, and that's going to have Lacey Rutledge on deck. Running out of bases to put him if you're Georgia College, if you want to try to get an at-bat here. The 3-1 pitch. Upstairs, ball 4, so the bases are loaded on walks.
Now hitting number 7, Lacey Rutledge.
And if Rutledge gets aboard here, the game is over. So a dominating performance this weekend from Georgia Southwestern, and if they get a runner on here, it's over. So Thrower has nowhere to put the Lady Cane shortstop. And GSW, with nobody out here, is close to completing the 3-game sweep. So Thrower lefty on lefty here. See if Coach Levering is going to put the bunt on. Fastball in the outside corner, strike 1. Henderson Hurdle on deck. Rutledge fouls the ball past or over the bullpen beyond the third base line. So 0-2. Thrower works ahead 0-2. Nowhere to put Rutledge. A base runner here ends it and completes the sweep for GSW. GSW baseball on top 3-0 in Dahlonega in the 3rd inning. And Rutledge drives it over the center fielder's head, and that's going to end it. That'll end it right there. And that'll do it, folks. GSW I'm not sure how to score that one. I think you just get the 7th run and that's it. Yeah. So GSW will win. Rutledge drives the ball over the center fielder's head. Would have been extra bases, but we only needed 1 run. So the final score will read 8-0 GSW. So for the weekend, Georgia College doesn't score on Hurricane pitching. Reagan Lee, the freshman, gets a 3-hit shutout. Caitlin Wood with 2 home runs, a grand slam, and a 3-run homer. So GSW sweeps the Georgia College Bobcats. The scores 5-0, 8-0, and 8-0. So an aggregate of 21-0 on the weekend. A great weekend to be a Hurricane. With the win, GSW improves to 18-1 overall, and they remain atop the Peach Belt with a 5-1 record. Georgia College falls to 9-20 overall, and they are now 1-8 in Peach Belt Conference play. So a thoroughly commanding performance by the GSW Lady Hurricanes this weekend in Americus. They will next travel to USC Aiken to take on the Pacers in a 3-game set next weekend in Aiken, South Carolina. No midweek this week. So thanks for tuning in today. Again, the story a happy one. Lady Hurricane Field, GSW run rules Georgia College for the 2nd straight game, 8-0 in 5 innings, and completes the 3-game sweep in Peach Belt Conference play. You were listening to GSW Softball on the Peach Belt Sports Network.